Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Antonia. Antonia is the female form of the Old Roman family name Antonius, one of the oldest family names known to the ancient Roman Republic and shared by both the patrician and plebian classes. In fact, the Antonius clan is so ancient, most etymologists believe it is of Etruscan origin, and now extinct civilization of ancient Italy long ago absorbed by the Latins. Since the Etruscan language is also extinct, the meaning of Antonius seems to be forever lost to history. According to folk etymology, the th was added to Anthony in the later Middle Ages in order to connect the name to the Greek anthropos, of a man, manly, thus forcing a new etymology. In antiquity, girls born to the Roman Antonius patrician families were given the name Antonia in keeping with ancient Rome's three-part naming system. The family name was most famously borne by Roman politician and military general Marcus Antonius, 83–30 BC, who claimed direct descent from the mythological Anton, son of Hercules. Eventually, as the Roman Empire lost its power and standing in Europe, c. 5th century, and as Europe descended into the Dark Ages, the names Antony/Antonia seemed to be on their way to extinction had it not been for a couple important saints keeping the name fresh in the minds of Christians. Saint Anthony the Great, the father of all monks, was a 3rd/4th century glorified hermit. His life was memorialized by a Greek biographer shortly after his death, a written work which maintained widespread appeal throughout Europe up through the Middle Ages. St. Anthony was not the first monk, as he's often credited for being, but he was the first to live as a hermit for more than a decade deep in the deserts, completely cut off from civilization. He was greatly admired for his ascetic life and religious discipline. Apparently, St. Anthony successfully endured and overcame through prayer all sorts of supernatural temptations flung at him by the devil. Needless to say, St. Anthony was one of the most revered saints in medieval Europe. He is also the patron saint against infectious diseases, which were rampant in the Middle Ages, particularly skin diseases that are still referred to as St. Anthony's fire, example, shingles. Folks prayed to him for relief, and his name was often bestowed on children as a protective measure. Having an even greater impact on the successful endurance of the Anthony names in medieval times was the 12th/13th Saint Anthony of Padua, a Portuguese Franciscan priest, one of the quickest to be canonized as saint upon his death. The most popular of St. Francis of Assisi's disciples, Anthony of Padua was known for his zealous evangelizing of Scripture, a subject matter on which he had expert knowledge. Greatly revered, St. Anthony enjoyed a huge cult following after his death, and his name was popularized throughout Europe in various ethno-linguistic and gender variations. He is also the patron saint of lost articles and lost people. Antonia is the female form of Anthony used among the Italians, Spanish, Portuguese, English, Germans, and Scandinavians. The French have a history of using Antoinette. Tonia and Tanya developed later as English short forms of Antonia. Personality of the girl name Antonia. The number 11 is a master number, and embodies heightened traits of the two. This personality is on a life journey to find spiritual truth. They are extremely idealistic and intuitive. 11s have a rare and exceptional spiritual energy that brings a sense of obligation to illuminate the world around them. It's a very powerful responsibility, but these people have far more potential than they know. It's important that they surrender to higher ideals. They have the capacity to see the bigger picture, and they possess the skills to inspire others spiritually. 11s have strong diplomatic skills and can become great peacemakers. Master numbers can be both a blessing and a curse, as they walk the fine line between greatness and the potential for self-destruction. Popularity of the girl name Antonia. Antonia has enjoyed quiet usage in America dating back to at least the late 19th century, which is as far back as our available data goes. This name has never achieved any significant usage, but she maintained positioning on the charts for well over 100 years. It was only recently, 2008, that Antonia finally disappeared from America's top 1,000 list of female given names. This was a name given to just over 200 baby girls in 2013. Antonella and Antoinette claimed about 300 more baby girls that same year. Indeed, the name Antonia does not appear to be on the minds of the 21st century parent. Still, with the increasing popularity of Italian names, Gianna, Alessandra, Francesca, and Lucia, for example, Antonia is one to consider. Quick facts on Antonia. Gender, girl. Origin, Italian. Number of syllables, 4. Ranking popularity, not applicable. Pronunciation, Antonii. Simple meaning, woman, daughter of Hercules. Characteristics of Antonia. Spiritual teacher, inspirational, truth seeker, uplifting, highly intuitive, extremely bright. Cultural references to the baby name Antonia. Literary characters of the baby name Antonia. Popular songs on Antonia. A song by Pat Metheny, Antonia, My Antonia, a song by Emmylou Harris. Famous people named Antonia. Mother Antonia, American-born nun residing in Mexico, Princess Antonia of Prussia, 20th century royalty, Antonia of Balzo, 14th century queen consort of Sicily, Antonia, Romanian singer, Antonia Fraser, British author, Princess Antasuperscriptrina of Portugal, 19th century royalty, Princess Antonia of Wa with tilde 1/4 Württemberg, 17th century royalty, Princess Antonia of Luxembourg, 20th century royalty.